Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, December 1st. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. Real quick, a few clarifications. First off, the price you see over here will be changing, moving around, and the candlestick you see right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, NIO. Huge move today. Going into the day, had this pattern here drawn out, but got the huge break through that level. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these lines as they've served their purpose for now. And definitely some new updates need to be put into play here. So the first key update as far as the support standpoint is concerned is seemingly a good solid area of support down there right around $12.15. So if the price does pull back, $12.15 will be that main area of support. And then as far as levels of resistance, key battleground are going to be right up here at $13.15. Now, I suppose you could consider this level right there around, what is that, 1285-ish, maybe a little bit of a minor speed bump. But as far as an overarching level, that 13.15 mark is certainly going to be a very important level. But all in all, things are looking fine during this pullback right here and kind of consolidation. You can see volume has dropped off quite a bit. And from any, as any textbook will tell you from a volume analysis standpoint, that's what you want to see during pullbacks and consolidation. You want to see volume a lot lower than when the breakout was occurring, which is those volume bars. So from that standpoint, everything is operating perfectly fine. I get it. It would be nice if a stock would just go straight up, but that's just not how it works. There's going to be consolidation, and right now I would certainly consider this a healthy consolidation. Next one, OTIC. Did this analysis yesterday. And I bring that up because I put this green line into play here at 19 cents. And not to pat myself on the back, but certainly to pat charts on the back. The power of charts. Look right where the price, after this crazy pullback, what a coincidence, just stopped going down right there at that green line. Now, I realize if you're a total stranger to the channel, then you could have just put that line there. Fair point. All I would say is go back in the video archive and you can watch a video that was uploaded yesterday and you'll see me talking about that level. Again, I'm not trying to brag about myself, but I am trying to brag about technical charts because they are a great tool. So yes, 19 cents was that level of support headed into today, and it did indeed hold as support, so keep an eye on that. If there are any other recoveries back upwards, 26 cents, that red line here, remains a key level of resistance. Now, I would agree that it's a weakened level of resistance because the price did spend quite a bit of time up above that level, but as soon as the price fell back below it, you have to consider, once again, 26 cents being that key area of resistance on any sort of attempted recovery. But good to see 19 cents hold as support, and ideally, you certainly want to see that continue to hold moving forward. Next, COSM, and I talked about this a little in yesterday's video, but want to cover it again. A tricky chart to talk about right now from a presentation standpoint due to perspective. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're a day trader and you bought yesterday right there, or maybe, you bought somewhere around this area, then yeah, the chart looks really bad for you because there was this big pullback that happened today. So from a very short-term point of view, depending on where you bought, the chart could be looking, like I said, really, really bad. But if you are somebody that cares about the big picture point of view, let's think about things. Not only is the price still above that purple line there, the 50-period moving average, which is a good sign in and of itself, but let's just look at the lows. We have a set of lows there, lows there, lows there, lows there, and if you envision these as stair steps, big picture-wise, stair steps still headed in the upwards direction, even with that big gap down today. Again, I understand if you're some sort of short-term player and you were buying right there and hoping for a gap up today, well then yes, from that angle, things are looking really, really bad. But from all other angles, everything is still perfectly fine because you still have those higher lows and the price is still above that 50-period moving average. In terms of levels of resistance moving forward, first key level going to be right up there at 70 cents. And then after 70 cents, definitely the next key level right up there at the 83-cent mark. So keep an eye on those couple levels moving forward. But again, big picture-wise, the trend is still intact. Next one, XPEV, absolutely monster move on this one today. All these Chinese stocks made some pretty solid moves, but let's get some levels here mapped out now moving into Thursday. First key level from the pullback standpoint and support, right down there around $9.60. So keep an eye on that. Not saying it'll go down there, but if it does, then I could really see that being a logical area where you have some buyers step in. As far as levels of resistance are concerned, key dynamic going to be, let's get this trend line into play right here. which is an upward sloping trend line, which is always good, meaning as time goes by, that resistance technically gets higher and higher. But right now, putting the resistance right around the 1105 mark, so keep a close eye on that. But really, the big dynamic here is, I could very well see this thing just kind of consolidating out on Thursday. And if it does that, then the question in my mind is, does some sort of, bull flag pattern or something like that form? That's the question mark moving forward. Of course, no guarantees. But I guess that's my roundabout way of saying it's not like the price has to break levels of resistance on Thursday, has to keep going straight up. Because today was such a big day, any sort of consolidation would be expected and would be perfectly normal, assuming it's healthy consolidation where the price doesn't crash or anything like that. Next one, AMC, and overall, holding in there. What do I mean by that? Well, this will mean a bit more to those that have watched past videos, but I've been talking about that green line at 705 over and over again. And you can see that once again, it was actually a double whammy. You had not only that green line, but you also had the 200 period moving average, right around that same area. So you can see that combination of the two ultimately not only provided support, but then had caused a nice little bounce there. So 705 continues to hold strong, and that'll be the main dynamic to watch. But then again, for those of you that have watched past videos, this should make more sense. But I've been talking about that purple line. Hope you remember that. And you can see that once again, the purple line is also being a problem point, not only from right there, but you also looked this morning was a problem point right there. So that definitely remains that near-term area of resistance, 50 period moving average. And then from the overarching level, you have that red line up there, but that's pretty irrelevant right now because let's just first see if the price can even break up above and stay above that purple line there. But overall, 705 key level of support, and then that 50 period moving average and that key overall trend line up there, main areas of resistance. Real quickly, wanted to pause and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online training that I'm offering here very soon. So if you're enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool and how it can and should be used to build consistency as a trader, then definitely get signed up for the free training. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can click to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying what you've seen, then I definitely want you to get signed up for the free training. Next one, ticker symbol CRBP. Penny stock here with a whole lot of volume, and definitely got to think a lot of eyeballs are watching this, especially with that 22-cent mark. Let me be very clear. I'm not trying to impress you, not trying to imply that's some sort of great discovery or secret discovery. I assure you a lot of people are watching 22 cents. And I say all that because when a lot of people are watching the same levels and wondering the same thing, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want, it can definitely produce some very dynamic movements. So while nothing is guaranteed, if the price goes up to that area and breaks up through it, more than reasonable to think that a break of that level could create that much more buying pressure in and of itself. In terms of levels of support, have an interesting level right there. Let me change that to green to represent more so the bullish part of the pattern, and then maybe make this all a little bit easier to see. Let's just make it one color. So again, we have our resistance, we have our support, we have our big momentum move right here. Let's put our little golf hole down there to make it a little bit more visual, and we have a bull pennant pattern. So if you like to play bull pennants, if you like to play penny stocks, here you go. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and a very, very big move here this afternoon. And a lot of stocks made these sorts of moves with that Fed announcement. Or with the speech, I should say, from Powell. But regardless, let's get some key levels here mapped out. Next key level of resistance moving forward, going to be right up there at the 192 mark. So keep a close eye on that. Definitely within striking distance. So it'll be interesting to see if this momentum can continue on and then get the push of that 192 mark. As far as supports, with the price, in fact, let me zoom in here now. There we go. As far as supports, just a classic example of resistances tend to act as support. And for a while, you can see that pink line there, 200 period moving average, acted as resistance, acted as resistance. Even this morning, acted as resistance. But now that the price is above it, no guarantees, but it would be reasonable to think that if the price does pull back to that 184-ish mark, that could very well hold as support. So keep an eye on that as the pullback area. Sure, you have this level down here, but given the price is now way up there, this area is relatively irrelevant, but I'll leave it up there for now. But the two most relevant levels are definitely the 192 mark and then that 200 period moving average at 184. Next one here, TOPS tops, and a very nice pattern. So going back to that whole talking point of self-fulfilling prophecies, this is not some sort of great discovery on my part. I assure you a lot of people are going to be watching this pattern. So breakout part of the pattern right there at $4.30. Bottom part of the pattern right there. And I'm going to go through this relatively quickly because, again, I've said it all and don't want to repeat myself. But, from the self-fulfilling prophecy point of view, let's make this all one color. Wow, that was a terrible line. I'm definitely going to try that again. There, not much better. Resistance, support, big momentum move up, golf hole down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. Once more, if the price goes up there, is it guaranteed to move? But no, it's reasonable to assume that if the price gets up to that level and get the break up through there, that could create some good solid upwards buying pressure. So I know earlier I gave a penny stock bull pennant pattern, but if you like to play stocks that are a little bit more than a penny, or at least up above $1, here's one on TOPS down below $5 with the bull pennant. Next one here, SOFI, and this one has a little place in my heart, and this will mean more to those that have watched past videos of mine over the past couple weeks. But I've followed this one over and over again and talked about how, popular beatdown stock. Let's see what happens with it. Drew in this falling wedge pattern, which previously was broken there on Tuesday and did a good job of breaking above it. Never put in any lows, but then today was definitely the follow through, and that was the move that I've been tracking and waiting for. So congratulations to those of you that played that falling wedge and stuck with it, because this thing has been beat down a whole lot, and it's still got a lot of more work to do if it's going to return to those highs. But point here being, a bounce is now underway, so it's just a question of, can this thing continue to build more momentum? And the level that I would definitely call a muscle level moving forward is going to be right here at 460. Why is 460 important? I'm not saying this will occur, but for explanation's sake, if the price came down to 460 and then just fell back below that, what would that be doing to the price? That would quite literally be putting the price right back inside of this big old range that it just broke out from. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that go back to where they were, not exactly the sign of true power, true strength. Again, not saying that will occur, but just explaining why, in my mind, 460 is a very important level. In terms of areas of resistance, key battleground to watch moving forward now, going to be right up here at $4 and let's see, what is that? $4 and about 82 cents. So keep an eye on 482. But all in all, explosive move today. Let's see if this momentum carries into Thursday. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that tracks the NASDAQ. So if you believe the NASDAQ is going to rise, then you could buy this. And it's the most popular ETF out there just because it allows you to take advantage of the NASDAQ market as a whole for a very small amount of money relative to the NASDAQ itself. And you can see right here with that speech this afternoon, just monster move. So much so that it came all the way up here and broke up through this top part of the channel up here at the 2285 mark, which will now be the ideal level of support moving forward. So resistances tend to act as support. So going forward, if the price can stay above 2285, that would be a very, very impressive sign of strength. In terms of next potential battlegrounds, that now resides up here at, let's see, what was that? 2385. Oh, that makes it easy. So 2285 key level of support, and then 2385 next main level of resistance. But like I said, the talk of the town is just the fact of how much of a boom this went. So not just a question of, not necessarily needing to go straight up, because as I said earlier, nothing can go straight up. Consolidation needs to happen. But like I said, if it can consolidate up above that green line, that would just be a very, very attractive consolidation and, a very powerful looking one. But overall, big movement today. The momentum continues, and it'll be interesting to see how this one continues to play out on Thursday. So that wraps up the top 10. Again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this tool and how it can and should be used to build consistency as a trader, then definitely get signed up for the free training. Like I said, it'll be very soon, Thursday, December 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, do two things for me, please. Hit the like button, leave a comment below. Tell me what you're watching tomorrow. Tell me what you traded today. But I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel quite a bit. So get signed up for that class. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good one.